Previously on
The Deep Fried Wizard Podcast.
Christian, how's your pee going? How's your pee going? Great. Wait. Welcome to Deep Fried Wizard. I tried to fart in the microphone, didn't work. I stood up.
That's mature.
Mature. So yeah,
You gotta relight.
You gotta relight?
It's gonna taste horrible.
are you gonna like ruin your cigar and like sniff it out?
It's a $2 cigar, bro.
You're a horrible person. This is why wars are started.
With $2.
Sorry, Ukraine.
$2 cigars.
Yeah. What's it taste like though? I'm kind of curious. Like, what's the flavor?
There's not a whole lot of tasting notes.
Cause this one
It just tastes like cheap tobacco.
This one is oh, hey, can you put that match out though so I don't burn a hole in that?
No.
Well, it wasn't. Shake it around really quick. That wasn't it, but okay. It's too late now.
Totally it.
No, it wasn't. That was not the one that was on fire.
Dude, I literally just watched it.
I know. Don't you tell me how to live my life.
Dude, I'm
You
like,
you ignorant slut.
I'm like a
Do you
foot
want to take
away
this?
from it.
Do you want to take this outside? You can live in any fictional world.
Wait,
What would it be?
hold on. Fictional or
Yeah.
fictitious?
Fantasy, fictional. I don't know.
Hold on.
And this one don't like.
Do you,
Yeah,
do you mean
fantasy. Shut your face, old grandma.
fictional?
Fictional.
There
What do
you
you
go.
want from me? This is why we can't have nice things.
Is that out enough for you?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, I just don't want to burn a hole in my plastic.
Not your plastic. Oh,
No, I don't
no.
want-
How will you live?
I really like this one though, man.
I live
without my
plastic?
Like this one's nice. I have 3 cigars in there already though, man.
This is about to be the most unhinged podcast we have.
All right, this is Deep Fried Wizard Part 2 from the one episode that we recorded the one time where Christian had to pee. Christian's back from peeing. How was your pee break, Christian? Was it good?
It was great. I feel like I'm smoking like a firework right now. That's how bad this cigar is.
What do you mean?
I feel like this is.
You don't have to smoke it.
I know,
I can be the manly one here right
but
now. You can be a pansy.
I'm committed. So I'll just smoke sulfur. Like it tastes like like after a firework's done and it's just smoking.
Oh, like when you get too close, like on the butt of the cigar, if you're getting too far up, it's just nothing but heat. Is that what you're getting?
But it just doesn't taste like a cigar. It tastes like I don't know, if you've walked through like a smoke bomb afterwards.
As I walk through the shadow of the valley of death.
Exactly.
Play some little Gangster's Paradise right there. But no, the grossest cigar ever when I was with some friends. That last week's episode we talked about the Sugar Island one. I went to go pick up my favorite cigars.
Sugar Island just sounds so
Java.
suspect, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was definitely suspect. But I picked up some of my favorite cigars, and I actually picked up one. The same brand, but they had a mint flavor. Oh my gosh, it was disgusting. I've never thrown a cigar into a fire pit. That moment, I just chucked. I'm like, that's disgusting. That just tastes like. It was just like peppermint, mint, and heat form. It was not. I did not like it.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Like that's the same way when I have certain like adult beverages, beers, whatever, and it's like highly regarded and it's like expensive.
Yeah.
And you taste it and it's like,
Why do people drink this?
yeah,
Hakatua.
right.
But yeah, like what is one then? Name one drink that like people love that you're like, I don't get it.
I'm trying to think what I had recently.
Like I'm not between you and I, you are the one that likes more like the bourbons and the whiskeys. I mean, I'll have one, but it's too much of a danger zone for me in my family history that I don't want to go down that road.
This isn't a great example, but like I think it's more divisive than I mean it to be. But like, have you heard Rumplemints?
I don't even know what that is. No.
It's like these little like German shots of like I think it's licorice and mint or something.
Is it like Jägermeister?
Kinda.
Ugh, I will not drink. I hate black licorice.
Right.
Ugh, my mom loved it,
Yeah.
but I would rather rub my face against a cheese grater.
Well, your
than-
mom loved it, and look where she is now.
She's dead.
I'm sorry.
Sick. Dead. Oh, I don't know if I said this for the podcast.
I feel
might
bad. I feel bad about that one.
Have fun in hell, Christian, for your jokes. Say hi to Hitler for me,
I
will
have
you?
something with dead jokes. I
Dude,
don't
you know I don't get offended by that. No, you know that, right?
Well, by now, yeah.
Okay. But one of the best ones ever, an old friend who if I send the podcast, sorry in advance, but there's one dude who I used to hang out with. I'm going to fix my camera really quick. I haven't seen him in years. And honestly,
Oh, gross. Turn it off.
I'd be okay if I never see him again because he was one of those friends that, like, he was cool, but you were at his beck and call. He was only there when he wanted to be your friend.
Right.
I won't say his name. Well, actually, I'll say it so you know it, but I'll bleep it out. His name was. You never met him, but it was maybe a year after my mom passed. He got back from basic training. He got medically discharged because he found out he had asthma. So they met.
What a time to find out.
Yeah, the poor dude. Feel bad for him. Like, he really wanted to serve our country. That was his dream job. He wanted to serve. So I feel bad for him in that sense. But he came back from serving after being medically discharged and also having a fractured femur he didn't know he had, which that's pretty BA if you ask me.
Yeah.
But it was maybe.
Also, I had one of those when I was 4, but carry on.
We don't care. Shut up. It's not your moment. But he asked me, it was like a week before Mother's Day, and at the church I used to go to. Well, I go to that church, but a different campus of that church. I'll just clarify that. It's like 4 blocks from my house. It's just easier to get to. But he goes, "Oh, so Mother's Day is coming up. What are you getting your mom for Mother's Day?" And I look at him and go, "I don't know. A get well soon card, and maybe a thing of lotion." And he goes, "That's weird. Why?" I'm like, "Well, she's dead and cremated." And he goes, "Oh, dude, I totally forgot." I'm like, "How could you forget?" How, like, if your mom died, Laura, please don't die. Hugs and kisses. Love you. I would remember that.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you find out? Because I remember, like, you showed up at my house. And when I moved, that was like the second or third week. No, maybe like the first week I was back home with my dad. When I moved back in with him, I think. I can't remember. It was so far back. But how did you find out my mom died?
I think it was through my mom.
Go show off.
Yeah.
Well, how?
I think
My sister.
probably.
I think my sister and your mom still were in contact. That's just my guess, but
I think so.
because Laura did not have my niece and nephew yet, which I won't say their names for my sake of my sister.
Gertrude and
Hector.
yeah.
Hector and Gertrude. Cute kids. I love them to death.
Yeah. Beautiful names.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my mom would call me. She's like, "Did you know Jenna passed away?" I'm like, "What?
Who's Jenna?"
Yeah. No, I think my mind was just I think I knew immediately who she was talking about, and I was like, and this was like literally I think probably
It was April. My mom passed away April 6th. Your birthday is the day before she kicked the bucket.
yeah, and it was the same week I found out I was about to have a child.
And
There was a lot going on that week.
Wait, hold on. You already had Indigo. Indigo was just born.
No.
Or is this Atlas?
No.
No, you showed it to my door, and Hannah, your ex-wife, begrudgingly showed me your child. I'm sorry. I know your ex-wife did not like me. You don't remember that?
Wait, did your mom pass in? Okay, we're gonna have
2016.
we're gonna have to edit some of this out. Yeah,
2016.
yeah. No, Indigo was born. Shoot.
Shut it, nerd.
Okay.
Okay. Back to
Edit like 10 minutes past this. No,
yeah.
yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I have a terrible memory.
Yeah, I am always right. Just remember that. When it comes to facts, say it with me. Wes is always right. Come on, Christian. Say
When it comes to facts,
Wes is always right.
you're not
Well, no.
coaxing that one out of it.
I do
No,
remember.
you're right.
I do. What's that?
You are right in this instance.
Dang straight I am. But I just remember.
Wes is gonna listen to that soundbite to
I'll
on repeat.
I have not only your soundbite, but Matt's soundbite. My dad, when he screws up, Chief, when he goes, "You're right." I go, "Here, speaking to my lapel with a
Right.
microphone in it." But no.
Wes has one of these weird memories where he remembers things that are like
useless facts that no one remembers.
either useless facts or like important or like semi-important dates that most people, I don't know. He remembers my life more than I remember my own life.
I don't remember my life. Like
That's probably a defense mechanism, but
let me tell you, like for the audience, I'll just say it flat out. Like I don't mind. I might have said it. I don't know, but I did find my mom dead. You know that. But my brain for the first maybe year, she was dead because I walked in. I performed CPR on her. I won't go into detail how she died. It was not unaliving herself. I want to clarify that to the audience. She just had an oops-a-daisy, as my little cousin Whaley would say. But she had medication that did not go well with her system, and she seized up, and she had trigger warning, a little graphic right here, ladies and gents. But she had, I remember walking down the hallway because I was checking her because my dad called me and goes, "Hey, can you check on your mom? She's not responding to her calls or whatnot." So I walk in, and Mr. Knightley, R.I.P. baby boy, my dog, Mr. Knightley, named after
we got the perfect photo for him.
Yes. Oh, we just found an old hard drive with little puppy photos of him, so I'm happy. But he was laying on her legs, and my mom had 2 fake knees, artificial knees, bone on bone. She had her knee replacements at a very young age, and maybe 39, I think she was at. And he was laying
wild because we're fast approaching that age.
Yeah, it is weird, and my knees are doing okay for the most part. I'm happy about that. But I walk in her bedroom and Knightley's laying her legs. I'm like, "Knightley, get off!" And I see that eyes roll in the back of her head. I did CPR, but I mean, dude, she was gone. I mean, I might edit this out. I don't know, but I might keep it in. But it could be therapeutic for some people who unfortunately have gone through this as well.
Same, yeah.
But I did not sleep in my mattress, like my bed, because she passed away in her bed. She was watching TV, hanging with the Oliver, my sister's cat, that became my Jenny's cat, more than my sister's. Chilling with the cat and the dog, and she was gone. And cops showed up. They assumed I or unalived her. They tried getting me like
accosted.
Whoa. Stopped it. And yeah, she died. But ever since then, back to dreams and sleeping, I had a recurring nightmare of being shoved down the hallway of my childhood home to my mom's bedroom. My parents' bed. I'll say my parents' bedroom. My parents were still together when my mom passed. Being shoved down. The spoilers, they're not together anymore. Just want to clarify. Being shoved down a hallway.
Differences.
Yeah, they got to see other people. Love you, Mindy. My dad's new wife. But I had a reoccurring dream where I was being shoved down the hallway to see my mom, and I had that for about maybe a year or 2 years, and it just kept happening where I couldn't sleep, and I didn't sleep in my bed for at least maybe 7 months. But yeah, on that note, yeah, pretty heavy stuff. Don't know why I brought that up.
And it's wild because as you describe it, like I have been in that house probably, I don't know, like
yeah,
more than any other house other than my own childhood house. And I can feel that sensation going down that same hallway, and I understand like
we were little
the
kids.
visualization of
being little kids.
visualization.
Like being little kids, we sit in the hallway and we throw bouncy balls at each other. Remember that? You being one and I being the other. We'd throw bouncy balls and hit the wall all the way down to us. Like same thing with your house. Like your house of all the because I would say the only childhood friend I've had this long. Because I found some photos. Do you have those by you at the moment?
Where did they go?
I can put them up. You flip them really quick, but I will explain them. I'll put them on the video later. But a few friends in there. There's Cody and Kyle. I'll leave their names out of there. Those are 2 friends I had growing up, but you were the only one. And Jacob. Yeah, that one right there. You were the only one who lasted that long. It just fell out of... Cody went to a different school. Kyle went to a different school. Jacob went to a different school. You did, but I kind of feel like you and I going to different schools was actually beneficial to our friendship.
Yeah, dude, I was a weird looking kid.
Wait, you were? You still are.
Well, I'm no longer a child. I'm just a weird looking adult now.
You're just ugly. I have an alarm that's going to go off. I'm going to have to turn that off. Hopefully I don't kick myself off of... There we go.
You went the opposite way though. You were a cute kid, and then you just got
Uglier?
You turned out to an ugly adult.
Yeah, look at the one photo of me holding the Boba Fett action figure. Look at the face. Like, I'm so excited. Like, there's Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
one right
pretty
there.
charismatic.
I was so happy, dude. Boba Fett was such a cool character, even though he had like maybe how many minutes of screen time?
Is that your front room?
That's the living room of my... Yeah.
I don't remember it being carpeted.
Yeah, well, back,
early on, maybe.
Yeah, early on it
'Cause
was.
your dad
but
redid the floors.
yes, he ripped out all the carpet and
I
put
remember
flooring.
coming over one day and I was like, "Why is there no flooring in here?"
Matt Hansen has to
Yeah.
destroy. Matt Hansen put hardwood flooring in,
only for the dogs to destroy it with their nails. My dad got so angry. He goes, "Stop it! Stop it!"
Yeah, I mean, this must have been like the first or second year that I knew you then. Because
Well, no, we knew each other since kindergarten.
what year was this?
That had to at least be there. I'm actually very shocked. There's nothing written on the back of them.
Come
I'm
on,
very-
Jenna.
Jenny had one job. You screwed up. You're dead to me.
And what bowling alley is
That
this?
was Rockford Lanes.
Is that still there?
It's still there, yeah. I'll
Is
go
it
there once.
downtown Rockford?
It's downtown Rockford. I go there once in a while. There's some friends I used to go bowling with. We had a little bowling league just for fun. But then after COVID, everything just kind of, everyone just did their own thing. I enjoy bowling. I still use the bumpers because I'm bad at it. But
Dude, this is
unfortunately, they updated their lanes to be more modern, so they got rid of their night. Go to bowling alley. You get the crappy bar, the crappy diner aspect to it. They got rid of all that, and they want to be modern and chic. I'm like, this is not a bowling. This ain't bowling, man. This ain't fun.
The lanes have pronouns now. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to trigger Wester.
Someone asked me my pronouns the other day. I was at Meyer and I was cashing out because they actually had the automatic lanes were closed for some reason. They were doing maintenance or something on it, so I had to go through the person lane, which I don't mind. The person cash out. I walk up. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Oh, he's doing good. How are you doing today, sir?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What are your
You
pronouns?"
look more like a ma'am.
He goes, I assumed your pronouns. What are your pronouns? I looked at him like,
It's ma'am.
it's ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
But I pulled what your dad said. I said, I got to bleep that out. Love you, Mr. Van Dynen. Which, I got to ask, if my dad told you to call him Matt, would you do that? How would it feel if my dad's like, all right, Christian, call me Matt.
It'd be an adjustment. I think I could do it eventually, but
I had the same thing. I think your mom, it was during Andrew's graduation graduation college party that we had. Was it last summer or the summer before? Whatever. And your mom, and she goes, "You can call me Lori." I'm like, "I'll try, Mrs. Van Dynen. I'll try." But that was fun. People who Andrew invited were jealous that I got to stay later.
For what was this event?
This was Andrew's graduation from college.
Oh, gotcha.
He invited his coworkers and his friends from Cheers.
Oh, yep.
And I was because some of the coworkers from Cheers didn't realize that I've known Andrew that long. And I walked in, they're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "It's Andrew."
Right.
And they're like, "But you don't work at Cheers." I'm like, "I know. It's
Cheers
Andrew.
isn't his only identity.
He's more than just a busboy. He's a person." But yeah, they were actually shocked. Like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I've known Andrew since he was born."
Right.
He's still a geek, but that poor kid, he went through a lot. And I say kid, he's not a kid, he's an adult. But I always will see him as that little boy on the staircase playing with his robot toys, trying to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
But no. So back to it. My dad says, Christian, call me Matt. How long would it take you?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen your dad in quite some time, so I mean, it's probably been what?
Yeah, I've probably seen your parents more than you've seen my dad.
Yeah, your dad's an evasive figure.
Yeah, he's invasive me too. He goes to the Lions game and doesn't invite his own son. I'm looking at you, Matt. Looking at you.
Throwing shade.
I'm throwing shade at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Well-
those watching online, put a thumbs down for how you feel about Matt, right?
Yeah. You see one thumbs up. It's like, it's him.
Yeah.
We gotcha. Gotcha. But no, I think the reason he didn't invite me is because they were. Dude, guess how much the Lions tickets cost right now? Because the Lions are, I think
they're on the up and up.
Well, I think they now officially are the number one team, which is so weird. They're the
Yeah,
number one
right.
team in the NFL.
After like 40 years of not
Yeah.
being even close.
We're so like prone, like, oh, what, the Lions lost? What else is new?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I think they just became number one in the league. Either that or the Chiefs. I can't remember. I have to look it up. But
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
guess how much tickets cost?
I wouldn't have a clue.
My dad, his cronies. Sorry, Mindy, you're a crony. Love. They're I think on the 50-yard line. There you go. That's for you, Mindy. No balloons.
Oh, it popped up on there too.
Yeah, I know. It's popping up my phone too.
Sweet.
But they're on I think the 50-yard line. Because it's the first game my dad's ever gone to. Yes, they're pretty close. They could see the field like pretty close.
So
up.
they're on the lower
They have
level.
lower level 50-yard line.
What field is it? It's not Ford Field, right?
No, it's Ford Field.
It is Ford Field.
Yeah, they used to play the Silver Dome, but now it's Ford Field. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself because I've never
can't.
been that big into football until the year before they got good. I got into it because I would go to Cheers on Sundays and watch the football games,
Right.
and I got into it. I'm like, I'm actually enjoying football. I got to know some of the regulars just show up on Sundays just for the games, hang out with them, we talk and have fun. But
I thought it went the opposite. I thought it went Ford Field to Silverdome, but okay. Yeah.
take a while, Seven Dark. How much do they cost?
For the lower level seats,
Lower level, around the 50-yard line.
I would hope not more than like $100 bucks, but I know that's wrong in today's economy.
Thanks, Joe. And Kami Kamala. If I remember correctly, I'll bleep this out for his sake. For one ticket.
And Matt Hansen spent that money.
He won't even spend it his own son. The funny part is,
He's never spent that much on you in your entire life.
not at all. He only put me through my entire childhood and feeding me. No, he never spent that at all. But I remember him giving me a hard time because I bought Incredible Hulk 181, the first full length appearance of Wolverine. Not the first appearance, but the first full length appearance. It's a very iconic image. You know the cover I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But he's like, why would you buy that? I bought it for like $1,000.
Which is cheap.
It's now
Considerably.
You know how much it's worth now? I had mine appraised. I have to bleep this out because I don't want people knowing it. It's now estimated dollars.
That's less than I thought it would be, but
What would you think it would be? Because it's not near mint.
oh, yours isn't. Have you had it graded?
No, I did. I went into a comic book shop and they had an appraisal there, and he appraised it, and he said it's that much.
What was it graded?
I don't remember what he gave it. I have to look at it. But no,
I thought you got a pretty good condition copy.
it's got some dog ear and some fade edges, which all books from 1974,
Yeah.
and those books are.
That's just a cool book to say you have.
I've always
too. It's just
I've
kind of like
I've wanted that book since I was a kid in junior high and middle school. Not even before that, elementary school. I wanted that book, and I had the money. I bought it, and my grandpa Hanson, R.I.P. He was a huge collector of not
Yeah.
comic books, but Don Mattingly, the baseball player. Why Don Mattingly, the Yankee player, when we live in Michigan, is beyond me. Grandpa, I love
I
you.
always wondered that as well.
I was born your birthday. I love you. We all know I'm your favorite grandchild. Why Don Mattingly? It's a Yankee. The Yankees suck. But he told my dad, he goes, okay, give me dog cancer really quick. Matthew, the boy's not gonna regret ever buying that book. He's a collector.
So he's never been more
gonna-
proud.
He's gonna never regret it. He's gonna love it. I got the collecting bug from my grandpa. He would actually, because he and my grandma went to Florida. They're snowbirds. He'd go to flea market and buy me Marvel trading cards, which a lot of them are right there.
Right.
And he just loved that his grandson had the same kind
Collecting.
of
Yeah, kind of a. And I have seen. What was your grandpa's first name?
dog
Doug. Doug Hanson's.
thumb.
Well, I've seen that as well.
Well, till that
I was talking about his collection, and it was impressive. Like,
yeah, you made the mistake of asking who's Don Mattingly one time. I remember leaving you in the basement. I'm like,
it was a 30-minute lecture, and it was great.
Was it really that long?
Probably,
Dude, I'm so sorry.
but
you
no,
had- you had
I'm
to
the
l-
type that does that though. I will ask people I know too much about something. And I will ask them, and I'll hear out their entire lecture just because.
What's weird, like your Andrew's graduation party, like your grandma remembered me, and she goes Wes, and she gave me a hug, and she remembered me, and at that time I didn't have a beard.
Oh,
I mean, I might have had some scruff, but like, no, it's so weird. Like they've seen me grow up, my grandparents have seen you grow up
right.
and whatnot. It's just an odd. Apparently, not a lot of people have that friendship that's lasted that long.
No, it's a rarity.
Even though we went through our ups and downs.
Yeah, you've been a
Good
But-
save right there. Good save. Good save. What? Yeah. Just to let you people know, don't move in with your friends. Don't move in with your friends.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
We were not. We were. I love you, man, but we should not have moved in together.
it's probably, the divorce rate is what it is. It's probably like that same type of thing, like
with friends.
just cohabitating with
Oh yeah.
anyone.
But let's admit, how much fun was it though living in that house? Every weekend,
It
would
was
just be-
fun.
except for Friendsgiving. Remember that? How awkward that was. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I
I
was-
mean, we kind of were grasping for straws as far as like,
But we're like, hey, you and I put all the legwork in. The other dude lived with us did nothing. He invited his friends, and then my two friends were more socially awkward. They would refuse to talk to anyone, most because I'll bleep his. I don't care. Evan. His name was Evan. He had such a phobia of being in the city. He had a fear of being in the city.
yeah, it's wild.
And he was just so terrified he didn't want to be there. But his girlfriend, Nisa, made him. Like, no, we're going. Our friend asked us to show up for Thanksgiving. We're going.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a wild like idea to begin with, and I remember spending like way too much.
We spent a lot of money on the food. We
Yeah.
went halvesies, and we were like broke 20-year-olds.
And I didn't have a clue about cooking a turkey. That's
We
a
did-
complex process.
We did pretty good though, I felt.
It turned out okay.
But then everyone
I added way too much lemon. It was pretty darn sour turkey.
But do you remember the one dude, Angel? Do you remember him though? Our neighbor who showed up randomly and would not leave.
Yeah,
He was about our
vaguely.
age, and he showed up, and we're cleaning up. Everyone else left, and he's just chilling in the living room. He's like, "Hey, yeah, what's going on, guys?" We're like, "All right, we're done." All right, cool. That means
Right.
get out. Did he ever ask you to pick up his mom one time?
I don't think so.
He texted me one time. I don't know how he got my number, but he texted me, and I'm like, "Who's this?" He goes, "Angel across the street." I'm like, "Okay." And this one I actually went to college, and he goes, "Hey, so my mom, her car's not working. Could you pick her up?" Angel had a car. Angel had a
Oh,
license.
Okay, yeah.
And he goes, "Can you pick her up?" I'm like, what's wrong? And he goes, your car's busted. I'm like, don't you have a car? Yeah. Is your car not working? No, it's working. Why don't you want to go pick her up? I don't want to use the gas money.
Right.
I remember going like, dude, get off your lazy bum, pick up your mom, dude. What's wrong with you,
Yeah,
man?
it's pretty wild.
And then at that point, I actually blocked his number because he was just weird. Do you remember him at all, though?
Yeah, I mean that whole neighborhood was pretty eccentric.
What did you see?
I just remember like being because I had the lower floor, which was a regrettable decision
Really?
in any regards. I mean, it was like a nice room.
You had the biggest room.
It was the biggest, but it was right off the living room. It was on the lower floor in the city, so you're gonna hear all the street noise. And as a person that currently lives in the city too, like it's just loud. And I don't even live like close in the city now.
No, you're like right on the outskirts, but still within city limits.
But back then,
We were in the city.
yeah, we were like
We were right next to a train track.
A train track, yes. But the most annoying thing was this dude. We had a house that was a funeral home,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and people were
They'd park
living in it.
They'd park in our driveway too. You remember that?
I
When
think
they'd have a
so.
funeral, people that were visiting and mourning for the loss of their
Yeah.
loved ones, they'd park in our driveway.
It's like, what do you say to that? Like,
I was
Get
blunt.
out!
I was blunt. I'm like, excuse me, do you live here? As they're in tears, like, no. I'm like, why live here? I pay rent here. Move your car.
the person that you're mourning doesn't live anywhere now.
They're 6 feet under, like my mom in a year or two.
No, but there was this obnoxious car. I don't know who it was, but some dude would park at that funeral home, like probably like 30 feet away from where I'm sleeping, and he would blast like crappy trap music as loud as his car possibly would go.
What's trap music? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I'm thinking like Waka Flocka. Do you know who that is? You look like a Waka Flocka fan. That's
Dude,
what I
I'm an Iron Maiden fan, dude. I don't know what Waka Flocka is.
like.
I know what Waka Waka is from the Muppets.
It's like that, but add like 300% bass,
okay. I'll look it up. I'm editing the podcast.
and it was just like it would like rattle my walls.
Oh, is that the pastor's kid who would try to sell us drugs all the time?
Probably.
He walked up to the door one time and said, "Hey, you want to buy a laptop?" And this laptop was like from 1993. And
Yeah.
his mom threw a boot at Elsie, my aunt's cat. I found this cat. I picked her up, and she threw a boot at her, and I picked up this little cat, Elsie, and then the lady's like, "Screw this cat," and I took her boot and just whipped it into like Timbuktu, and she goes, "Screw you." And they were the ones that got mad at us if we parked near their house, if they're like any like an inch close, 1 inch too close to the driveway.
That's wild to me. Like
Like, you don't own the
thinking
street.
back on, yeah, I know,
Like,
and
calm down.
yeah, no, people are weird.
You're telling me.
I'll say that it's just a blanket statement. Like, chill out. You don't own public property.
Sure, you might have been there longer than us, but that street does not belong to you.
Like, yeah.
It was a nice house, but our landlord was a total scuzzball. Keith. Do you remember he wouldn't let us have the garage? Do you remember that?
Kinda.
Like, I asked when we went to look at the house, I said, "Oh, so I see there's a padlock on the garage. Do we get the garage?" And we were told by the lady showing us the house. Well, no, I don't think you're with us. I think it was just the house. You might have been. I don't remember. I know a few times I gonna bleep out his name. Well, I don't care. They don't know his last name. But he and I looked at the houses a few times. There's one house that we're not tall guys, but one house, the bedrooms are like 2 feet too short for us to be comfortable. I'm like, no. Then we drove at the house we rented, and I asked, like, "Oh, do we get the garage so we can park our cars in there?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, you get that." Then we moved in. We're all good to go. And the padlock's still there. And I called up. I'm like, "Hey, do we get to park in the garage?" And it turns out, oh no, he wants us to pay extra. And I said, well, then I'm going to withhold $200 from the rent because I see that's $200 that we're paying for the garage that we can't use.
Right.
It's too nice. He goes, "You can't do that. That's not nice." I'm like, "No, we paid for this. We're going to get this." And Did you care that much, or are you like, nah, it's cool, whatever?
Back then, yeah, it's whatever.
And your car was on a Fritz at that time. Weren't you taking the bus mostly at that time to save money in cars?
I think I had like 4 different cars throughout that whole time we were living.
Dude, I
there.
love you. I feel so bad for you. You've had the worst luck with cars. How many cars have you had your entire driving career?
I probably couldn't tell you. At that point, the only thing I remember is I had my dad's old Dodge Caravan from like 2000.
I remember that.
2001.
I remember that one, man.
And I was like 19 or 20 at this point.
Wait,
and
you were. Oh my gosh, you're right. I
I'm
just
pretty,
turned.
maybe 21.
I know. I just.
No, I wasn't 21 yet.
Yes, I remember because you.
Because for certain reasons, I remember that.
Yes, because I got really mad at you one time. Do you remember the story? We can, if you want me to, starting now, I can edit this out. But
I mean, back to the car thing. Yeah, like the car was dying out, and like,
yeah, I'll cut that portion out. Don't worry.
no, I remember like it was the middle of winter, and I was like, this car keeps dying.
And they barely plowed our area, our
yeah,
street. Like, my
that's-
gosh.
That's Grand Rapids for you, but yeah, it turns out we ended up diagnosing that it was a catalytic converter that was wrong. But I didn't have enough money to buy a new catalytic converter.
No, dude,
So-
we were. Do you think we were too young to move out at that moment in our lives?
Looking back on it, yes, and the way I handled it was probably pretty poor. I had a job. I quit the job because I was getting a lot of gigs at that point, but they weren't paying very well.
I'm gonna be a star.
Yeah. I was getting like
Look at me now, Dad.
$100 max a weekend.
I remember you were working a lot of nights. That was still. I look back, but why? Wait, back to it. Like, would you say you don't think you handled? What do you mean you don't think you handled it well?
I quit my job to be like a full-time musician because I thought I was like getting a ton of gigs. I thought it was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna.
I remember you practicing in the basement in your drums, dude. That didn't bother me one bit. I just put my headphones on and watch my TV. We should talk to Christian about what he's practicing very late at night, and you did not practice till like you'd stop at like 9 o'clock. You were done.
Yeah, I've always been pretty sensible about that sort of thing.
Well, you grew up in a house with like your parents like, all right, you're done.
Right.
But like, I had no problem with it. I just put my headphones on. You were down in the basement. I was on the top floor, which is 2 floors above that. But no, he has to stop. And I'd be like,
Really? Yeah, I don't know.
he would have to come up to me and go, we got to talk. I'm like, about what? It's too loud. I'm like, I can't hear it, dude. I don't care.
Well, I mean,
But
him and I we built a whole like sound.
Yeah.
proof
Oh my
thing.
gosh, I forgot about that. Wait, you and him did?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was after the talk that you had with
No,
him, but-
I think that was you guys had that built way early on because you two are the musicians I could give 2 craps about, like music. I mean, I like music, but give music or podcast, we're going to podcast every time. But I had no problem with it. He did. He threw his feet each time that I wouldn't confront you. I'm like, I'm not going to. I can't hear him. He's done by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and the ordinances in Grand Rapids are going to be quite at least not like playing loud music, which you weren't.
Right.
But
yeah.
no, so you're saying, didn't mean to cut you off again. So you thought you didn't handle it well, quitting your job?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was always behind on rent, and I was always like, just like, oh, I'll have it next time. I just hopeful, I guess.
I did not deal with the rent. That was his name was on the lease, so I didn't have to deal with that. I had to.
Yeah. I eventually got around to paying all of it, but
how late were you on the rent?
I was probably by the time I got booted out, I'll say.
Well, we were on the rocks, you and I, with that.
Which is reasonable. I was a beep head, but
we both were young, dumb, and stupid, and like.
but I was more of the irresponsible kind of stupid.
I was just I don't know what I was, just stupid.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that we can look back and go, hey, we both screwed up, and we went through our journey. I do think in some weird aspect, I think it even made our friendship stronger. Of even dark as it is, like my mom dying, and then we had a little bit of falling out. I know Hannah, your ex-wife, did not like me. I knew that for a fact. I just knew that. And when we got hung out again after my mom's death, we didn't have a fight, but we kind of just drifted apart again until I found out you guys separated. That's when I texted you. Andrew told me at Cheers. That's when I texted you, like, dude, what's up? And then you sent back a Batman gif. Like, is this the Wes Hansen? It was Batman giving a thumbs up or something like that. The Bruce Timm one. But no, it was definitely a journey we had to go on, and it was still that, how do you describe it? Like that whimsical gypsy, I don't know how you say it, like just young, you don't have really that much care in the world. We went to a few parties, like Hugo's. Remember Hugo?
Oh yeah.
And I got punched in the face by Hannah, apparently.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
apparently I was like, hit me. And I couldn't feel it. And the one dude, the creepy dude in the cloak in the corner of the room. But those are fun. Those are fun times.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
very bohemian. That's what I'm looking
Oh,
for.
for
Very
sure.
bohemian. Like, hey, we don't have a care in the world. We can do whatever we want.
yeah.
Which, don't do that, kids. Be responsible.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I had one word of advice to our younger listenership,
Save your money. Don't be like us.
And I mean, we grew up in a different time too, in a way. So maybe this isn't pertinent, but enjoy your life while you don't have responsibilities. That's about as vague as I can make that statement.
Well, for you have more responsibilities than I do.
Currently, yes.
Until two of those little responsibilities are past 18 years, and yes, for me, all I have is a cat in this house. That's it. And
That's a reasonable amount of responsibility.
compared to you, my responsibility is very small. You got more than I have to deal with. So, and for me, I don't want kids.
I don't
But
blame you.
one day your kid's like, wait, what? Screw you, Dad.
I think I've expressed this to them.
You look at them, you're holding them like, I hate you already. But no, your kid,
No.
and you go, Alex, your dad loves you. He's told me he loves you. Don't worry, he doesn't pay me to say that. But the only way to ever want kids is if I meet a woman one day and she really changes my mind on kids. Beyond that point, like I don't have an interest. It'd have to be like the right woman I meet. They'd be like, hey, okay, let's talk. Because I don't even want to get married. I've kind of given up on that, meeting a woman, marriage. Like I think like it just sounds like a hassle. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like I like getting on a Saturday morning, having my coffee, a cigar. I have a cigar like maybe not every Saturday, but I have a cigar typically on Saturdays, and just have my coffee. And then I read my books and I do whatever I want to do the rest of the day. What time are we at? Should we wrap it up though? I feel like this one's a little bit longer.
We're at an hour 44.
I feel like we should wrap it up. Get
Fair enough.
get some pizza.
Yeah.
If they serve us this time.
Yeah.
We didn't put it in.
Do you know who we are?
Yeah, with the Deep Fried Wizard podcast. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right.
All right, toast some goats.
Thanks. Good night.
Wait.
Be responsible.
Just a second.
What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Oh, I just got the balloons again.
You did? Oh, I was gonna fart, but I let that out again. All right, we're
Here,
done.
You can do it.
I
I'll do
can't.
the balloons.
I can't do it. All right, we're done. Get out of here, people.